Well, I promised you a thaw out after the deep freeze that we had last week, and that is exactly what's coming up. Today, 60s, 50s or 60s throughout the rest of the upcoming week, and then on top of that, a lot of rain, but not snow. That's the good news. But before we get to this week's forecast, let's go ahead and take a look at January. It's in the record books. Now we can talk about what we had, temperature, precipitation, and snowfall-wise. Those are the big three. So our normal average for temperature, we were at 33.8. If you take all of the highs and all of the lows and average them out, that's what you get, which is very close to normal, 0.09 of a degree. So we're pretty much going to go ahead and say the temperature was on average. Precipitation, we were a little bit above, which is okay, 4.35 inches total, and we normally get about 3.2 for the month. So yeah, we're in the surplus there. And then snowfall. Probably the most impressive stat of the month was that we had 1.5 inches more snowfall than we typically get in January. So it was pretty average, but on the plus side of average, if you will. As far as snowfall, nothing going for the next week or so because we have got nothing but warm air in place. High pressure, you can see the cloud coverage kind of getting pushed up to the north and around that big high. Just a little bit of a low sitting down in Georgia at this point. That's going to get some showers and storms going for the East Coast and then the West. A parade of storms about to move into the country, and they're all coming from California. And that's important because that decides whether or not we get deep cold air masses or more warm, moist air masses, which is what we're going to be getting over the course of the next few days. Let's go ahead and put the upcoming pattern change into play. High pressure in control. Here's your parade of storms moving in with the jet stream. But notice what happens. Even as those cold fronts get close, they don't quite cross, at least not until we get to this one right here. But it is transporting warmer air, at least compared to where we've been. So we will cool down a little bit Monday and Tuesday, but not much. And then once we get past into about the Wednesday time frame, more warm air joins the scenario. So we'll go ahead and put a long range model into play. This is our GFS model and show you how the precipitation goes throughout the entire week. Today we have that high pressure. It's a date with high pressure, so we get more sunshine, and that's why temperatures boost up quite a bit. But it's not long before that rain starts to get here. We have one system Monday to Tuesday. Mostly light rain, not going to drop a lot, few tenths of an inch if anything, but we keep those showers going throughout the day on Tuesday. Now, Wednesday brings in a much more potent storm, and this one's going to drop a lot more rain. Wednesday into Thursday, especially as the warm front lifts north, cold front comes in right behind it. We may get a little bit of a taste of some snow, but it's not looking like much. In fact, the entire event will likely just be rainfall with that end of the week storm before we get into the weekend. And yet more warm air sits in place. So let's go with the rain potential throughout the entire week. We've got a few tenths of an inch with that Monday, Tuesday storm. Wednesday through Friday will bring the bulk of that precipitation. So we're looking at now 1, 2, up to 3 inches of rainfall, at least after that cold front passes. So yeah, we're looking at quite a bit throughout the upcoming week, but it is all rain. As temperatures, as you can tell, are going to stay well above freezing, both morning and afternoon. 60s, 50s. We should top out around the mid-60s on Thursday before the crash comes with that cold front. Yeah, there's your next bit of polar air coming in, but it's not going to be very long lasting. We go from 40s down to 30, and then we keep going back up after that scenario. So a very short-lived cold air mass coming in over the weekend. Before that, though, you are going to like the way you feel. Even if it's not the best looking of days, at least we get warm air going forward. More news after the break.